Good evening. I am what's a flare? Oh, I don't like that flare on this board. There we go. Simple. All right, y'all. I am a little behind on my time frame, but it is what it is. Those of you that are here and ready, welcome, 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 welcome. Let me just hit the live button for Facebook, and then we'll be on all three platforms. So tonight I wanted to go over taxes with you all. I want to give you a tax update. Give you all a tax update. I'll come on and answer questions in a moment. As right now on TikTok, we're just getting loaded. So those of you all who are joining, go ahead and start double tapping that screen for me so we can let some people know that we're on. Originally, I had planned to get on at 6 o'clock, then 6:30. So I had to get my internet together and come down to the office. So those of you all that are on TikTok, welcome, welcome, welcome. You're my number one platform. We are also on YouTube, my second platform. And then I'm also here on Facebook as well right now. So as I stated, TikTokers, for those of you all who are watching, go ahead and double tap that screen. So tonight, what I wanted to go over with you all is tax updates, but also kind of review something with you regarding these whole 30K tax scam plays or whatever that the people are promoting to you all. And then I also have a real-time example. I'm going to pull the screenshot up here on TikTok for you all to see. So hello, good evening. Good evening. Good evening. My name is Patrice L. Stewart. I'm the realest tax and business strategist that you will ever meet. That's also trademarked. I have over 19 years made this year, actually, over 19 years of experience in the tax, accounting, banking, financial services industry. All right. I have been completely self-employed these last 10 years, but I've been an entrepreneur and building my business up since 2008. All right. So I get on here and I talk to you all, educate the community on different financial literacy topics. So if you are new here to the page or the channel, welcome. All right. So I am on all three platforms. I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook. I'm on YouTube. I'm Patrice L. Stewart across the board on all of them. I wanted to go over. So the first thing, let's talk about this, right? Before I go into the tax updates, because I feel like I have more information with the updates. I do want to share something with you all regarding this whole 30K that's kind of out there, right? So earlier I was on Facebook and a couple of my tax colleagues had shared, let's just say, an experience, right? Unfortunately, a taxpayer maybe he didn't know the information. I don't know. Sometimes you all know what's going on and you okay with the game plan until it backfires on you, right? So in a nutshell, this particular person was working with, one of these fraudsters, and their refund was $34,000. $34,000, I want to say. Right. They actually ended up walking away with $5,000. Right. So the tax person ended up separating and splitting their refund to go to their account, where they were told they were going to get around 9 or 10,000, and they actually ended up with 5,000. And the tax person, all right, I'm not going to call them a preparer or a tax pro because they're not. All right, the tax person ended up walking away with over 29,000. Now, how does this affect those of you all who do something like this? Okay. In this young man's case, he is going to owe that entire $34,000. So this is one of the things that us as tax professionals try to explain to you all when you do this kind of stuff, especially when you're doing all of this underhanded stuff with these people who are not real professionals. Okay. So in this case, unfortunately, the young man's information was put on a debit card. It was switched over, transferred over. I don't know all the details. This is another preparer's thing, right? But the bottom line was I shared it on Facebook. So you'll see the post on Facebook, but I'm going to bring the screenshots up on TikTok. The bottom line is this, you all, as I have stated 100,000 times on my page and my channel, you cannot always play the victim, the role of you didn't know, okay? Because at the end of the day, there's a huge difference, and there's a huge difference. Call themselves tax hustlers, a tax data entry person or so. Okay? One of the other things I want to say, not to knock anybody's hustle, but I'm gonna just say this: there are a lot of seasonal preparers, okay, and that was one of the things that really just made me post this, because the young lady who he was working with, who was so-called the preparer, right? She's like, I sent him to somebody else. I'm a real preparer. I filed taxes during tax season, so I didn't do this, right? Like taking no accountability that she just sent this man to this fraud dude who done took $29,000 of his money, and he gonna owe the IRS $34,000, right? So, but her thing was, I'm a real preparer. I only filed during tax season. One, that was the red flag for me, because real preparers, we file all year round. If y'all didn't know, tax season is not just January through April. Okay, let me say that loud and clear if you didn't know. Tax season is not just January through April. Tax season is January through December. All right? It's an all year round business. So the people that you decide to work with and talk to, if they are only filing taxes January through April, then that's you. That's you dealing with somebody who's not 1,000% in this business. It's a lot of people that side hustling. Okay. It's a lot of side hustle preparers. All right. But again, I am in financial services. I do this all day, every day. I'm in my business all day, every year. I'm in here right now. I'm filing taxes yesterday. I'm filing taxes tonight. I'll be filing taxes tomorrow. I'll be filing taxes until the middle of November. Because again, when you're dealing with real, legitimate tax professionals, experienced professionals who are serious about our business and our brand, we are not side hustling. We're not doing taxes January through April. Most of us are working all year round, right? That's the difference. So if you go to a doctor, the doctor just not working January through April, right? You wouldn't want to go to a doctor that's only working January through April, especially if y'all getting your body done, right? You want to go to a doctor that's all year round. If something happens to your taxes, you want to be able to call your doctor, right? If something happens after your surgery, you want to be able to call your doctor and say, hey, doctor, da, da, da. It's the same exact way in tax preparation services. So I need more people to understand that. All right. Because I don't know if some reason y'all think this is just some random time of the year that taxes are just available January through April. No. All right. So if you didn't know that, now you know. We're all year round. I'm a e-file agent with the IRS. So when you are an electronic e-file agent, you are filing taxes all year round. Okay. We also could file the last 3 years of your taxes electronically. We're not mailing in 2020 taxes. We're not mailing in 2021 taxes. We're not mailing in 2022. We're filing your taxes electronically. Okay. Also, my name and document and paperwork is on, my name and information and company information is on your paperwork. We're not filing you on a TurboTax as self-prepared, right? So that's the other difference with a real tax professional, a real tax office. We hold liability for the tax return, because that's what that means. It means that I'm responsible enough to submit my information to the IRS. I'm responsible enough to run this as a real business where my information is reported on your taxes, which means the IRS knows that you went to a tax professional and a tax office to have your taxes prepared. So also that puts liability on me. So if something is wrong with your taxes, the IRS can hold me liable, right? A lot of you all don't deal with people like that. A lot of you all are listening to somebody who has no liability, no office, no real information, no real knowledge, right? But then you get upset because they're like, oh yeah, you can run this 30K play. Then in this case, like this young man, your money gets taken. Now, guess what? He has to call the IRS and let them know what happened. Hopefully he didn't know, and I'ma just give and say he didn't know what he was doing. But maybe he did, right? In this particular case, the tax refund was issued. The $34,000 was issued. So in this case, he has to file an actual claim with the IRS if he wants to make sure that he's not responsible for that $34,000, which may be a little hard, right? Because he got some money. He got $5,000 on a credit card, on a debit card, but he's missing the other $29,000. So you can definitely still file an IRS claim and let them know you went to a bogus preparer. They'll do an investigation or whatever, but you can also alleviate going through that. All right. If some of you all will actually start listening to us that are in the business, because I will say I'm 42 years old. I've been in the tax industry for 19 years. With social media, I have never, ever seen a time in life where you all are arguing with the professionals. I don't get on here and argue with y'all no more. I come on here and tell you the facts. I say what I say. If I want to answer a couple of questions or comments, then I will, and I'll leave it at that, right? But this is part of what we see in the industry, okay? This is part of what we see all the time. So unfortunately, so many of you all get misled because, again, let me just put it to you like this. If your hairstylist is doing taxes, that's on you. If your barber, if your cousin Pookie in the basement and you allowing them to do your taxes, that's on you, Goof Troop. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. All right? That's really on you. Because at the end of the day, if you know that these people are in a whole nother other profession, now you expecting them to be tax professionals and know all of the ins and the outs. And then let me just throw this out there to you, and then we're going to get into the tax updates. But then I'm going to take a break, answer a couple of questions or comments. I got people on TikTok. And then I'm going to get into the tax updates, okay? But before this January season comes up, let me get on here again and start stressing this at this particular time to y'all. Most of the people who look like me, you get played monetarily. You get played the most in financial services because you allow people who are not in financial services to play and run games on you. Because anybody telling you that, yeah, you can do this and you can do that, and you don't need W-2s, you don't need checks, you don't need pay stubs, you don't need documents, baby, that should be an automatic red flag to you to run. Okay. Now, if some of y'all feeling froggish, want to play that game with the IRS, baby, by all means, do what you do. But just understand this. Every single play, move, scheme that y'all got going on out here, when you dealing with the government, when you giving your social security number, your address, your date of birth, that never goes away, baby. You can move, you can do whatever, you can ignore the letters, but when you are ready to do something real in life, like let's say you finally want to become a productive member of society, and now you want to stop playing crackhead games. Now you actually want to go buy a house, maybe one day buy a car, maybe actually invest in yourself or your family and get out of this ignorant ghetto mindset that some of y'all have, and always looking for the quickest lick in the move, and then you not even doing nothing with the money, and you right back at square one, which is broken zero and looking stuck, broke, and stupid. Okay. Right. So now when you're ready to actually finally grow up and mature and be a productive member of society, you say, okay, I want to do this. Guess what? That IRS levy is on your name waiting for you. So it never goes away. So this is why you don't play games with the government. This is also why so many people's PPP loans have been reversed, why so many people have lost their benefits, have lost their job, because again, 2 years ago, y'all wanted to play so many games with the government, right? Getting this free money that the schemers, because again, these are schemers and scammers that are telling you that, right? Because real professionals like myself, we have been yelling from the rooftop since 2020 not to do this, not to play games with the government, not to play games with the IRS, because you're using your name and your social security number. So if y'all didn't know, that follows with you through life. So it doesn't go away. You can't bankrupt an IRS debt. Let me also say that. Can't file bankruptcy on the IRS debt. File bankruptcy all you want. That IRS debt will not be included. Okay? Same way, student loans. Anything dealing with the government, they're going to get their money. So just know, if you want to play them crackhead games, consider it a loan. And that one day you're going to have to pay it back. Okay? Now, before I get into the tax updates, I'm done with that. I said my piece on it. And again, I'll bring it up again at some point, but I'll say my piece on it. TikTokers, let's roll. Hit that double tap screen before I get to answering any questions. Y'all need to take your finger or your thumb. And you need to get my likes up. Hello. Welcome if you're new here to the page and the channel. But we need those likes up, y'all. As I'm on here sharing information with you, that's what I ask you to do, is to double tap that screen. Welcome. YouTubers, any of you all that are on here watching, hit that like on YouTube, okay? It don't hurt to hit the like. That's how you support somebody when somebody giving you some information, even if you don't like it, okay? I'm in this trying to figure out how to get rid of my rental property. All right, dope style. Well, maybe that's a consultation. We're not going to be able to talk about how you get rid of your rental property on here. But you can definitely hit me up for a paid consultation, and we can maybe talk about that. All right. Princess, you say can't hear you. Maybe it's your phone, Princess. Nobody else is saying that they can't hear me. So maybe it's your phone. Click out and click back on. But nobody else has said that. All right, that's it. Let me scroll. I'm really on Facebook. I made a post today on Facebook because I'm so sick and tired of being blocked on Facebook and Instagram. I'm really on here. So I'll go live, but as far as posting or interacting, I know I'm not really on here too much. My main platforms are TikTok, Patrice L. Stewart. All you all saying hello, 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 good evening, good evening, good evening, welcome. All right, no questions. TikTok, y'all got questions. We know. Let's roll. First one. Mink, do you have any information on the tax laws to where it says we don't have to pay taxes? In a nutshell, no. Are there different laws that kind of speak on that? Yes, that's a whole lot of section code 17. You know what I'm saying? I don't know that off the top of my head, baby. So no. Hello, Miss Patrice. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Jaja say, oh, they holler about the filing fees when they go through people that know the tax codes. Oh yeah, they always complaining about the filing fees. That's why they don't want to come to us. They want to go to Pookie and them that's going to do the taxes on the table, but also won't have their refund. So you know, you pay, you get what you pay for. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's it. You get what you pay for. That's what I like to tell people. Right. Don't play with the IRS. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. This new generation of people and kids, you know, these new kids, some of the people that I knew and grew up with, it's they kids. I'm 42. So it's these new kids. And they parents be going along with it. They be out here telling some of the adults to do this goofy crackhead stuff, and the adults out here doing the goofy crackhead stuff with the kids. And that's why we at where we at. That's why your groceries are high as heck. All of that stuff. Everything done went up because everybody wanted to steal the PPP money. So they tried to recoup. Did something change as to why federal not taking out taxes they used to? So if you're not having federal taxes taken out, you need to reach out to your HR department and actually find that out, because all of that's going to be through your payroll or your HR department with your employer as far as federal taxes being taken out. All right. So if they're not coming out, then you probably need to fill out a W-4 form. But I would immediately contact my HR department about that. They want the biggest amount of money for the highest risk getting it. Exactly. And that's why they don't want to come to real tax professionals like myself, because our names are on your paperwork, right? That's the difference. When you go into somebody else, they're filing you all on a free tax website. Right. So if you look at your paperwork, if you got your paperwork, because a lot of people don't even give you your paperwork. If you have your paperwork, look at the bottom of your 1040 and it will tell you exactly who you went to. If it says self-prepared, then that means the person who you went to and you paid did your taxes on a free website, baby, a TurboTax. They didn't do your taxes like me. At the bottom of all of my clients' paperwork, it has my name and company information. It actually is a whole deck, a whole folder of information. So it's a big difference. And of course, that's the thing, because when most people want to do that, they know that it's bogus, right? So you got to go to bogus people to get bogus stuff done. But then when the bogus stuff happens or it doesn't work out, then we are the first ones that they want to call, right? So again, for me, I just love to be transparent to talk about these kind of topics, because I don't like people that want to play the victim. Because I would, if that would have been one of my clients, I would have clearly told, dude, you knew what you was doing. You only mad now because you got played, right? You was fine when you was about to get that $10,000 on that debit card. But now that you found out you actually got a $34,000 refund and they only swiped you, and then they played you with that, and now they also played you and took another $5,000 off of your card and only gave you $5,000. Now you ready to raise hell, right? But you was cool with the play when you was busting the move with them originally. And this is again what I'm saying. How can you expect unethical people to be ethical with you? Because they already unethical with what they trying to do. You get telling you whatever. This man didn't have no W-2s, no nothing. How you getting $34,000 back with no W-2s? Like, make it make sense. It don't even make sense. I mean, that type of stuff is common sense, which I see a lot of people don't have anymore. Karen says, I have the same problem with the federal tax not being taken out of my check. I switched to single. That's when I started taking out the federal. Okay. Yeah. So that's literally what you're going to have to do, Karen. You're going to have to, talk to your HR, because they're the ones that's going to be able to help you change it. You say, I file myself because I am responsible for myself. I'm definitely not playing with the Uncle Sam. Exactly. And that's just the main point that I want to point out is, no matter what these people are telling y'all, no matter what lies they giving you, at the end of the day, you are responsible for that tax return that they push through. And a lot of you all do not know the information. And then the screenshot, I think, that I put on Facebook, the girl, when she did her research, the people filed that the man had made like 330 some $1,000. I'm sorry. I really don't want to laugh at y'all, but I hope that hearing some of these cases that we talk about on this internet, y'all pay attention and listen, okay? Because for one, nobody should. Let me just give you a couple of do's and don'ts for this upcoming tax season, okay? For one, nobody should be filing your paperwork without you authorizing it. Nobody should be filing your paperwork without you seeing and viewing the paperwork, okay? So again, when you are dealing with somebody, if people are accepting your taxes through text, right? If they telling you you don't have to have any paperwork, oh, just give your name, social date of birth, baby, run. That's a red flag, okay? Because when you are dealing with a real tax professional, a real office, we have to have paperwork. We have to verify who you are. I have to see your ID. I have to see your paperwork. I have to have oh God, it's just, to me, this is common sense, but it's not. Because again, I've been in this industry 18 years, and I have seen people literally hop year after year to different people because they're offering them refund. All right. Yes, earned income credit tax rates did go up this year. Earned income tax rates go up almost every year. So again, all of the hype and trying to blow this up like, oh, they got something special. That's not nothing special, y'all. Earned income credit has gone up every single year. The standard deduction usually changes the standard deduction don't always change every single year, but it does go up most of the time. Okay. So that's not nothing new. These people that's out here throwing screenshots out, that's not nothing special. They're not doing nothing special. All right. That's a standard law that happens. Okay. So I know they gearing y'all up right now. I've been seeing all kind of combos about this damn earned income credit. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. It happens every single year. So your side hustling cousin ain't doing nothing special. All right. The other biggest thing that I want to say is if your preparer is not doing like a questionnaire with you, asking you questions, what do you have going on? Not taking like an actual intake form from you. Again, you're probably not working with the best person. All right. There's a lot of side hustlers out here. All right. But when you running a real office and you have a e-file registration with the IRS like I do, there are certain documents and paperwork that we have to take. Like one, I don't do taxes off of a December 31st pay stub. Because the number one rule with the IRS when you become an e-file agent is any e-file agent filing over 10 tax returns, you cannot take a pay stub. You have to legally have a W-2. So I don't take pay stubs. One, pay stubs don't even have enough information. It's not even accurate. It's not even valid. One. So anybody that y'all go to that take your last check stub, they already out the gate. Okay, don't nobody do last check stubs. That's not even valid information. Okay, your W-2 last check stub is completely different. I've seen so many people taxes be incorrect and wrong because they rush to file, right? Because a lot of you all could get that advance in January and you're trying to rush and get a little advance money and you want to try to go to somebody that's taking your pay stub. And no. Okay, so real professionals, we don't take pay stubs. You have to have W-2. 1099. All right. Hi, Carmen, EA. Y'all see that name, that EA by Carmen? Carmen is an enrolled agent. Okay. She's licensed, which means Carmen is even better than me. Okay. Because she got her license. Right. But I also like Carmen. Hi, Carmen. How are you? And she also speaks about a lot of this stuff on her channel too. So you all just need to actually start paying attention to the people who are in the business again, in a nutshell. All right, now we're going to get on into this update. So other thing that I wanted to share with you was 2020. Okay, we're in 2023. When we're filing taxes, we're filing prior year taxes. So when we're in 2023 right now, which means we're filing last year's taxes, 2022 taxes, okay? 2021 and 2020. You have 3 years to file your taxes with the IRS and receive a refund. This year, in order for you to still receive a refund for tax year 2020, this is the last year for you to file these taxes electronically, okay? And before I even get into that, let me state this. Yesterday was tax deadline day, October 16th, right? So a lot of people think, oh, I can't file after that. Once again, when you're dealing with a real professional like Carmen and myself, we're real offices registered with the IRS. We can still file taxes. I'm still filing taxes today. I'll be filing taxes when I get off of here talking to y'all. All right. So for us, when we're an e-file agent, if you deal with an e-file agent office, we can still file your taxes. The IRS, I don't believe, I haven't been back on the website. Carmen, you could correct me if not, but the IRS has not given us a final e-file date yet. Maybe they have by now. I have not seen it. Usually it's mid-November. I stopped taking my last tax client usually around November 10th, 11th, or 12th. Right. But usually we can electronically submit a 1040 tax return, a Schedule C tax return, because you know a Schedule C is attached to your personal 1040. So those of you all who are 1099s, independent contractors, self-employed, you can actually still file your taxes. All right. Now, what does yesterday's tax deadline mean? Yesterday's tax deadline really is for people who owe. All right. And even if you owe, there is a very great possibility you are missing out on some credits or deductions that you qualify for. So over 50% of the people who come to me that think they owe, normally they don't owe by the time we get done. So that's the other benefit of seeking a real professional when you all are doing your taxes and you may or may not really know what you're doing. All right, because there are some credits out there that are not talked about all over the internet, like earned income credit. That's the credit that everybody talks. Or higher income earners with kids or with no kids don't qualify for earned income credit, right? So there are other deductions and credits. It just is a matter of what you have going on, what you're doing. Some of you all are in real estate investing. Some of you all have different things going on, right? So it just depends. If you invested any money, sometimes you can write off that loss, right? It just depends on your situation. So when you owe, don't just count yourself out that you owe. I really suggest that you speak with a professional to see what could possibly be done or what can be looked at through your taxes, because a lot of times you all have no clue what's available to you out there. Okay. So I do also want to put that out there, because a lot of people think that after April 15th, which is the number one dead tax line that they talked about, people don't think that you can't file, right? So usually people file an extension, which now gives them from that April 15th deadline an extension to October 15th, right? So yes, the 15th fell on a Sunday. So yesterday, October 16th, was tax deadline day, right? But that's why I kind of also hate why they promote it like that, because so many of you all think that that's the end and that you can't file after that. And you can. Now, if you try to go on the TurboTax, yes, it's going to tell you that you can't file or that you have to mail in your taxes, which is why, again, you want to be working with an actual tax professional who is the e-file agent, because we can still file your taxes. All right. So I still file personal taxes all the way up until the middle of November. Business taxes, those of you all who are corporations, partnerships, S corporations, we can still file your taxes all the way up until the second or third week of December. So again, the tax industry is not a April through January industry. This is a January through December industry. This is a real business. And so those of us who take this seriously, we run our businesses all year round. All right. This is not a seasonal thing. It just depends on who you working with. All right. So just make sure that y'all understand that. So I do also want to say that again, 2020, this is your last year to file 2020 electronically, as well as get your refund. Because the moment that December 31st goes away, you now forfeit that refund for 2020. So the IRS only gives you 3 years to go back and get your refund. Okay. So don't leave money on the table with the government, because y'all really be overpaying them most of the time anyway. All right. Same way with 2021. So 2021, you still have a little more time, but 2020, this is your last year to get that in. Do I have any questions that I want over with the or additional updates that we'll be launching and putting out video snippets throughout the YouTube and TikTok channel over the next 60 days. We'll be just giving you a bunch of different tips and information for the upcoming tax year to prepare for. Let me just refresh my screen. Okay. Right. Right, JJ. Always leaving deductions on the table. Okay. I think Carmen said it hasn't been announced yet. Perfect. Okay. Um, all right. That's it. We've been on here 34 minutes. So I'm in and out. I got taxes to file. That's it. That's the update that I wanted to give y'all. Looks like I answered everybody's question. I'm just going through to make sure. Um, okay, yeah, I already answered that one. Jay, you say, can you file business taxes on TurboTax? Yes, you can. And when you say business taxes, it's different types of businesses. So self-employed business, definitely you're filing on the 1040. TurboTax, I want to say, does have different options for tax packages. I don't know because I don't file on TurboTax. So, but in a nutshell, for most business taxes, yes, you can. You have to go on there to find out from them. Thank you, Jaja. Thanks for chiming in. I'm sorry, YouTube. I ain't see a couple of these. So Lil Flip says, my sister did the gas credit scam and got 24K. Gave the person 6K and she put her house on it. What's going to happen to her? I told her she fried. Hey, honestly, I don't know. I can't speak on situations like that. In that case, how she got the money. A lot of times, when they doing mortgage loans and stuff, they want to see their bank statements and stuff as far as how she got the money. It's probably not going to be a real issue with her house, but she's definitely going to get that back. The IRS is definitely going to audit that. I'm glad you also said that because that's another big scam that's out here is the gas credit. Okay. So the other biggest thing right now is you all TikTok. I need y'all to double tap the screen. So any of you all that are on here watch right now, take your finger and your thumb, and please let's get my likes up, y'all. Let's get them likes up. Let's hit that double tap the screen. Let's get them up, baby. What was I getting ready to say? Oh, the fuel credit. So that's another thing outside of that. Whatever they telling y'all the 30K, I'm gonna even include that fuel credit in part of the 30K. Let me also tell you who that fuel credit is for. That fuel credit is not for y'all. Okay. Most people who are dealing in the trucking industry, right? In the farming industry, in the industrial construction industry, all right, that's what that fuel credit is for. I had somebody reach out to me and show me somebody who did the tax return for a fuel credit. They're a real estate agent. And somebody put that they did about 160,000 miles as the fuel tax credit. So they calling me like, why the IRS won't release my money? Baby, you're not even a real estate agent. They're not even the agent. They're in the real estate industry. They're not even the agent. I'll at least give it to the agent because the agents y'all drive. But baby, 160,000 miles is on your paperwork. And you over here talking about why the IRS is holding your money? What money? Because that's not your money. You didn't drive no 160,000 miles nowhere. They made it up for you. So how you over here calling me about some money that ain't yours? What is wrong with y'all? She got a letter from the IRS wanting them to come into the office, and they calling me talking about shit they go into the office. Go ahead. Go in the office. Go in there. Yep. I'm sure they want to see some paperwork, some mileage books. They probably want to get your real information so when they're ready to come for you, investigate, they got everything. Right? But again, this is y'all listen, and this person know me, like know me. But you went to a bootlegger that told you can get 30 bands, and you know me. If you would qualify for that, I would have clearly told you, hey, you did that credit, that worked for you. But see, this is what y'all do. Y'all go to the people, and then when stuff don't work out, then you want to come and ask the tax professional. But then you get mad when I tell you a goof troop. Then you get mad when I'm straight up in your face. What's my trademark? I am the realist tax and business strategist. I'm not somebody that's going to play games with you in your face. And I'm not going to sit here and let you play games in my face. So if you knew me, but you decided to go to somebody else to do something bogus, but then you want to come to me when it don't work out, then don't expect the professional Patrice. You're going to get the realist tax and business strategist. Yeah, goof troop. You right. Yeah, they are holding your money. Yep. That's what they're doing because it's not your money. So I said, let me see the tax return. 160,000 miles. Right? That don't even make sense. What kind of car you driving that you done drove 200,000 miles on your car in 1 year? Right? That's why it pays. Now, truckers who are on the road, 18-wheelers, right? Who are actually driving 7,000 miles through states and interstate. Truckers, that's why it's really a fuel tax credit that most people in the trucking industry use, right? Because you are literally driving those kind of miles, right? If you're in industrial, right? If you're a farmer and you using your tractor and you going up and down your farmland, you're putting a lot of miles on that tractor, right? So these are where these credits come from, y'all. Y'all let some one person in the hood who learned something come back and tell y'all that y'all can do it as individual people, and then you just filter that information through the hood, through the next hood. So it go from south side, west side, north side, east side. Now all the hoods in the communities know about this little move. We're gonna bust this move. We're gonna do. Let me also tell y'all something. The IRS has informed us as tax professionals that they have not issued, or they're not going to issue any more of those credits right now. They have put a hold on fuel tax credit. They have put a hold on the what's the other credit that they taking right now? That's for businesses, not the 30K, the ERTC credit. Because again, y'all are on here allowing people to tell you that you got employees and you paid employees and that you qualify for this ERTC credit. And this is where the accountability comes in on your part, right? This is where the accountability comes in on your part, where you know that you don't have a business, you know you don't have employees, you know you don't have a trailer, a truck, a tractor trailer, but you want all of these different tax credits that are not yours. And they will give you the money. Because some of y'all like to come on here and say, well, my person got it, and my person got this, and my person got that. They got it, but it's a loan. Lil Flip, when they come back for your sister, if it's in a year or 2 years, I'll still be here, God willing. I want you to let me know when that happens, okay? Because this is the facade that people think is, well, so-and-so got it. It doesn't mean that it won't get taken away. That's the thing, right? So you all think just because they sent you the money, and the IRS will do that. Because why? They're not calculating you. It's a system. Right? When we electronically file, y'all, that's like a computer, right? So many returns are going to get pushed through because it's technically a computer, right? But then some returns are going to actually be pulled and need to be reviewed by an actual person, right? But those returns that they push through, baby, they come back in year 2, 3, 4, 5 and say, hey, you remember that tax return that you did in 2019? Yeah. We looked that up and we realized you really didn't have a business. So we're going to take that money back that we gave you. So now you owe us about 58,000 and some change, right? Because after 3 or 4 years, they didn't give y'all about 20% in penalty, okay? They done gave you interest and penalty, all right? And then they have other penalties. So if they find out that your information was fraudulent, that's a whole nother other penalty. If you was falsifying documents, that's a whole nother other penalty, right? They just tack it on to you. So now instead of you getting your little 34,000 or your little 30K that you got from them 2-3 years ago, that majority of people not really doing nothing with, y'all about to blow it. Go to the Gucci store, right? Most of y'all not even really setting nothing up to prepare yourself for the downfall. But hey, that's a whole nother other conversation. All right. But at the end of the day, you think, oh, I got the money, I'm good. No, that's not what that means. Okay. So I want you to know that as well. Tell your cousins and them, for those of y'all that's watching and lurking on here, to tell somebody else some stuff. Keep talking. Tell them everything. right? Tell them to either come follow the channel. They can learn all this information themselves while they spreading the lies to y'all. Tell them I said come holler at me. Shanika, you said I haven't seen you on my For You page in so long. Girl, I've been underground. I haven't really been on. I'm just not coming back to the light. I've been missing in action for a couple of months. I needed to take a break. It's a lot going on. So I'm back. Because for me, it's a whole nother other tax season, right? That's for me, this end of year filing, that's a whole nother other season for a lot of us that are in this business. So everybody's trying to file. So hi, Shanika. It's been a while since I've seen you. Yes. And I know that they also said some of y'all are not getting my notifications when I am on. So just stay tuned. I'm trying to keep up around that 7 o'clock time frame. They are filing for the BS and getting the refunds. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Some of them will see the refund. They will. Where do you go under CFPB? CFPB off the top of my head, I don't know what you're talking about. Good evening. Okay, Lil Flip, you said someone I know got 32K, said she was driving almost 200,000 miles in her Chevy Malibu. IRS told her that she would get a letter in December. Yeah. I mean, that's a lot. You know what I mean? But and so the beautiful thing too is a lot of y'all. Exactly, Miss Davis. And so, and again, this is the problem with, to me, the way social media has turned when it comes to financial services. It's actually messed up a lot of stuff. It's actually brought the worst out of people, right? It's actually changed a lot of rules and laws for us, right? So with all of this information that's being shared on the internet today, unfortunately, there are so many businesses that are affected by everybody else trying to come in and claim those credits. So like you said, now we have real businesses, real business owners who are in these different industries that they're affected, right? Their taxes could be possibly held just because the credit is on there, but it's a valid credit for them. So they'll get their money because they can show proof. They have log books that they could print out. It's an easy no-brainer for them. But everybody else, it does slow down the process when other people are chiming in on credits that are not really valid for them. Yeah, and they've been going back on you for 10 years. Like that's not new. That's what I'm saying. Like those of us in the tax industry, we know that. They've been going back on you prior years. It's everybody else who's not in this industry who thinks that this is a game, are the ones who don't know that. This doesn't go away. Once that refund is issued to you under your name and your social, it's always there. It doesn't just go away. So I know like with the PPP loan, some people was trying to be like, oh, I'm just gonna say it wasn't me. No, it's a lot different and a lot harder for the IRS because they do an actual investigation and they make you submit everything and documents and they look at everything. So it's a very big difference. All right, looks like I answered everybody. Miss Davis, I can't. I can't. I can't. I can't. Seriously, I can't. I see it all the time. I can't. I can't. Okay. Notary Shante says, even with me, I could have filed because both of my businesses are driving a lot. I just rather not. But that's what I'm saying. The fuel credit is not just about you driving. That's not, and that's what I'm saying. The fuel credit is not for Uber drivers. If you are Uber, a Lyft, that fuel credit is not for you. All right. You don't get a fuel credit. And that's what we're saying. It's a different industry altogether, right? Different industries are different. Just because y'all driving Uber and Lyft for y'all business, as a small business owner or self-employed, that does not qualify you for the fuel credit. That's not your credit. That's what I'm saying. So it's not about you didn't file it. That's not a credit for you at all. It's not your credit. It's not a valid credit for Uber and Lyft drivers. You all file your paperwork. If you're a 1099, you file your credit and you get your gas and your mileage on your actual Schedule C form where you claim your vehicle, okay? Because in that same section is an area where you can take it by mileage or you can take your actual deductions. It's two different type of ways that you can file your vehicle credit. Most people just go with the mileage. But there is a breakdown in that screen that says, hey, if you actually spent money on your tires, on toll, on gas repairs, there's a whole area for that, right? But the average person going to somebody out here, you would never even know that. So that's the difference when you talk to a real professional. The fuel tax credit is not for you all that's regular Uber and Lyft drivers that's using y'all car, right? That's what I'm trying to say. And that's what these people who don't know what they're doing is trying to tell you all. Oh yeah, that's you can do that. But then you don't know that they going in and saying that you did 200, 300,000 on your car. And the IRS is looking like where? Like he said, his sister got a 22, whatever, Chevy Malibu, talking about she drove 200,000 miles. Where, baby? Where? Because when we run your Uber numbers, we say, pull us that Uber report, it's not going to match. Uber not going to have 200,000 miles on your thing, right? So that's what I'm saying. It's like, ugh. You said that's what I'm talking about on the Schedule C. Okay. Because I was talking about the fuel tax credit notary, at first I thought that's what she was talking about. Yeah. And honestly, if you qualify for it, then you should be filing it. Like, I also don't like when you all say, I could have, but I didn't. Why not? Like, that don't make sense neither. Because now you just giving money away. If you actually qualify for certain credits and deductions, you should be taking them because you're paying taxes every single day of the year. Right. So that's the whole point of taxes, is the deductions and the credits for you to take your qualifying credits. But then when y'all get on here and say, well, I could have did it, but I didn't. Why? You doing yourself a disservice. You paying the IRS more money than you should be paying, or you getting less money back than you maybe should be getting back. So it's not that you shouldn't be doing it. It's just a matter of, are you filing the right and the proper credits that align with your business and what you're doing, right? That's the biggest thing. And so that's where the education piece comes in, that if you're not an expert in taxes, which most of you aren't, if you're not in the industry, you don't really know, which is why we do have tax professionals, right? Which is why you do have people like me who try to get on the internet and share some stuff with y'all so y'all can know some knowledge. But at the end of the day, the biggest thing is the biggest benefit is going to be with you working with a professional to get the best of what you can get. All right. So I am out. TikTok. If you all have any other questions, you better let me know now. You better speak or forever hold your peace, or else I'm gonna get off of here. But I'm going to log off of Facebook and I'm gonna log off of YouTube. It's been 53 minutes. I didn't want to be on here past an hour because I definitely still have work to do. So that is it. I will see y'all tomorrow at some point of the day, probably around the same time frame. I do have more information that we're gonna come on and share. But TikTok, I will stay on a couple of extra more minutes for you if you have anything else. Otherwise, you all have a great night. YouTube, I'm out. Let me end the live. And let me also just put my booking link in the chat for y'all so it could be on here. I'm like, where's my end the live button? Bye, YouTube. All right, same thing for Facebook. I am out. I'll